community school in Essex, and for 3 members of staff, the chance to prove they have what it takes to become this school's next head.
If you can't convince them that you can be really good on your feet in front of a large public body, they're not going to appoint you.
And this is the panel they'll have to convince. Chair Roger Carey-Smith, Consultant Jill Clough, School Governor Sonia Grantham, and Rosemary Prince, the local authority representative.
We're looking really for somebody who has a clear vision of where they would like the school to be, based on the fact that it's a 10-year appointment, somebody that's going to lead from the front and work with the staff, someone that's prepared to take risks.
Elaine, Joy and Chris are members of the school's senior leadership team and all have the ambition to be head teachers one day. Although they're not competing for a real job, there's nothing fake about the pressure they'll be under to impress.
There's a real opportunity for people to feel the experience it's going to be like and to be able to for us to make a judgment at the end of it. Although in reality, governors will sometimes say, we can't make an appointment today. Today, we will.
The first task for the candidates is a joint one and is designed to test both their team and leadership skills.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Without warning, the school finds it's to be on the front page of a local newspaper. Shopkeepers from a local rank of shops have made a statement to the press saying the behaviour of students from the school is so bad, bullying, fighting, shoplifting of alcohol as well as the more usual items, that they are banning all students from using the shops on their way to and from school and at lunchtimes. The school is approached on the morning of publication for a statement. What will you say? How will you handle the situation? What are the critical factors to consider? 20 minutes, ladies and gentlemen.
In terms of actions that we need to do, we need to write a press statement.
We do.
I think we also need to write a letter to parents so that the students to take home with them this evening have information from us before they read it or as they read it in the press this evening.
Shall we then draft together?
So let's look at what else we've got to do.
And I think we also need to mention the fact that, you know, we have monitoring around those shops by staff on duty, beginning and end of the day, and during lunchtimes.
How practical is that?
But we do that, don't we? So we can say that we do that as part of our...
I don't think we do that.
No, we don't.
No.
You will not find staff will go off the premises to do duty.
And nor should they.
No. Senior leadership people go outside the school gates at the end of the day, but, you know, it's not something that we would encourage ordinary staff to do, because I don't think it's fair on them.
We need to, and it puts them in a dangerous position legally.
It does.
Well, I was really thinking mainly about SLT there, to be honest.
Okay, so we ought to draft a formal statement.
Yes. So we're drafting the letter now?
Yep.
Do we need to write? We don't need to write three separate letters,
I was thinking
do we?
that's...
Wouldn't
it be best if we did one?
Yeah, we'll otherwise
pinched
forget.
in the bits.
We have decided that our best course of action needs us to stop, pause and think, rather than having a knee-jerk reaction.
We felt that we needed to write to parents so there's a letter to take home at the end of the day, so they were clear on the action the school would take should they read the information in the press this evening.
Obviously something's gone wrong with our community relations and communication, so we want to go back to the shopkeepers in that particular part of town and see what we can do to make amends for this situation that's arisen.
First up to face the panel on their own is Elaine.
Good morning.
Hi Elaine, and welcome.
I have here my 3 little slides, which I thought you might like to have before I start.
Each candidate must give a 5-minute presentation, followed by a 20-minute formal interview.
This question follows on very nicely from your presentation. Can you tell us what this school will look like after 1 year of your leadership?
I would hope that I would have a team of staff pulling together in the same direction, that we would have a greater range of vocational courses on offer, and I've got to bring the staff on board with that. I have seen the school grow, and I am passionate about this school and about the students in it. And I feel that my approach to staff and with staff and the way I work with people would be an asset to the school.
What do you anticipate will be the long-term consequences for schools of implementing Every Child Matters?
Well, time, I think, and patience, and ensuring that everybody fully understands what they're supposed to do, and that everybody fully understands about inclusion.
Forgive me, I need to follow up on that, because you've given me a very school-focused answer.
Yes.
Is that your understanding of the Every Child Matters change?
From our point of view, we can only deal with school-based. We don't have control over outside agencies.
What will this school look like after 1 year of your leadership?
I can't put my finger on specifics without knowing the school well, what those specific changes will be, but those changes for me will be about staff, student, community perception that a good school has got better.
I feel that where I governor, I've been to some extent fobbed off, because you were asked what the school would look like after 1 year of your leadership, and you effectively said, I don't know.
No, I don't think that's what I said at all. I think what I said is, I'm aware that this is a very good school. What I don't know is what particularly is good about it at the moment and what particularly needs to be improved. My role as head is to evaluate what works in the school and what doesn't, and then to improve those issues that do not.
Firstly, I want to talk to you about how we can bring in a fast-track curriculum at Key Stage 3. And I would see that delivering the national curriculum and all statutory requirements and achieving raised levels of achievement for our Key Stage 3 students. All students would follow a mentored programme of personal planning, review and guidance, independent study skills and work-related learning.
I'm sorry, that's your 5 minutes.
Okay. So I've got 2 more slides to show you.
Okay, Sonia.
What will this school look like after 1 year of your leadership?
I would like to think that this school will be a buzzing environment. I'd like to be able to take anybody to any classroom in the school and see children who love to learn and are taking pleasure in what they're learning and how they're interacting with each other and with other members of staff around and about.
That all?
I'd like to think...
it's a fair amount, I will be
Sorry.
the first to admit, but anything else?
I would like to see that the results of the students actually goes up. Looking at the data on students who attend the school, I would say that there is more that we can get from students.
It's decision time for the panel, kicking off with their gut reaction to each candidate's fitness for the job. Yes, maybe, or no.
So that gives us, on the face of it, an absolutely clear-cut set of yeses down one candidate. Everybody has agreed, which is...
Now the panel must discuss why they favour Chris over and above the other two,
That's great.
starting with the
But because of
interactive
the
task.
maybes,
He took a lead from the beginning, but he did, in fact, when somebody else suggested something, he backed away. But I thought he handled the interaction with his colleagues very well.
As I was astonished that the 3 of them spent the entire time rooted to the piece of paper instead of working off each other's skills and know-how, so I was disappointed.
Obviously I was looking at Elaine. She was the candidate that was very smiley and engaging and trying to look at people in that way. And I did notice on a couple of occasions she was a bit sharp with the way she reacted to the things other people were suggesting.
Joy Shannon next.
Initially, she was very attentive and concentrated on what was going on. She took lots of notes and made lots of mms. She then made a mistake which shouldn't have been a mistake, but it was seized upon by the others of actually supervising what goes on out in the community, that the SLT would do that. Well, okay, it was a slight mistake, but the reaction of the others threw her, and I felt that after that, although she carried on listening very attentively, she failed really to make much contribution.
The most strategic points came from Chris. He was the one who went straight to the outside world dialogue with the shopkeepers, letter to parents, governors, the chair.
Phone call to governors.
Phone
Yeah.
calls,
To warn
actually
them.
having a sense of how it was going to make an impact outside. Shall we then move to the actual presentation and interview process?
Here are my 3 little slides. Perhaps not the best opening I would have gone for. If you remember, she was actually speaking and looking down and not making eye contact with us. Her answer about every child matters was a bit of a worry.
Yes.
Because she focused on teaching and learning and hasn't appreciated the engagement that there needs to be with all these multi-agencies.
You've got to understand about inclusion, she said, and yes, I really want to press her much more on that.
It does link to the 1 year into headship and new head questions that we asked.
Yes.
Because what would the school gain? Well, I've been here a good while, I'm approachable, I'm passionate. Yes, but what are we going to gain?
Yes.
And that linked to 1 year into headship, she talked about how we'd see changed courses, but nothing about the ethos of the school and work with the community.
Shall we do Joy Shannon next?
It was a shame she didn't finish her presentation.
She took quite a precise view of what she was going to present, and it was entirely about curriculum reform, which she was entitled to do. It was just a mismanagement of the time and the opportunity, wasn't it? It was extremely clearly thought out. I mean, what she was presenting
Yes.
Yeah.
Because actually, to be honest, I can see a great deal of validity in taking these children into Key Stage 3 earlier. I really can.
But I felt she somehow came in with a lot of diffidence, which I didn't expect. It wasn't just to do with the presentation not being completed, it was a slight diffidence about answering questions. I think she's got very sound intuitions. Yeah.
So do I, and I think the school needs to utilise her visions.
Yes.
I really do.
So, Chris.
Good answers to questions, full of enthusiasm. Was very taken aback when you quizzed him, I thought.
He was up for it.
He was for it.
I
What's the
know.
problem?
You said when we started the day, want someone who's going to, in effect, answer us back.
Yeah.
Someone who's going to take us out of the box. And when we challenge them, they're going to go for it.
That's
Well,
right.
this young man went wham back again.
Absolutely. We talked initially, didn't we, about taking risks. Chris would take some risks. I actually wrote down he can think on his feet. And to be perfectly honest, one of the attributes you need as a head is to be able to think on your feet.
Are you too happy that you can go to the full governing body and say, this is our man,
Yes.
even though he's so young?
Yes. It's sometimes about governors taking risks.
With so much at stake, the pressure is intense. But if you're selected for a headship interview, take comfort. You've done the hardest part, just getting there.
You're not there without having a huge amount of professional competence. So be confident. You've been selected for an interview because you can do it. All they're trying to find is, are you the right one for this job? And are they right for you?